What is going on, guys? Rewinds here, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you guys my thoughts to the latest Boruto 2 Blue Vortex chapters. So this is pretty much going to be a discussion review kind of video for the last couple chapters, because I haven't posted reviews for those chapters, and rather than posting reviews individually of old chapters, I thought it'd be better to kind of make a video like this where I sum up my thoughts of where the story's been headed, and also kind of give my thoughts on what could be happening going forward. So that's what this video is gonna be. Hopefully this month I will be back to just dropping reviews after my spoiler videos, like how it used to be. But yeah, that's the goal. Mainly, I've been getting hit with some sort of time constraint the last few months around the day of when the chapter drops. So rather than dropping a review 4 to 6 days after the chapter is already out, I end up not dropping a review. So I'm gonna try to be a lot more on top of that, as long as nothing crazy comes up the last few months for me. But that's why we're making this one. So let's talk about what's been going on. So pretty much, I do want to say overall, I still am really enjoying Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. I'm enjoying the direction of how things are going. Couple months ago, I think around the last time I made a review about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, we were around the point of where Boruto and Mitsuki had fought, and we had gone like a little beyond that. We had since then some really notable scenes where, like, Boruto's entrance to the village when he came back, and then he pulled up on Kawaki and he called him weak. I thought that was pretty cool, and it's very interesting to see how much stronger Boruto is than Kawaki right now, and it makes you wonder how Kawaki is gonna near his level, because I mean, if we're gonna have some big final fight, I think Kawaki is going to get on his level somehow. And one of the most interesting plot points has been, despite Boruto being so strong in his base form right now, the one worry of his seems to be the whole karma. And it seems like he can't activate karma right now without some fear that Momoshiki might take over. So that is something that I feel like a villain could take advantage of, or maybe even Kawaki could take advantage of. I'm not going to call Kawaki, a full-on villain, because Kawaki still wants to protect, a lot of other people. It's just Boruto that he has this big problem with. So not going to call him a villain just yet, unless he does, some crazy stuff going forward. I do like the setup we've had with these, Shinju-like creatures going on. Especially, we've been getting some development for Jura and Hidari in the last couple chapters. So it's been cool to see them. I'm sure the other two will eventually get their time as well. And it seems like, the other two were setting up more of a fight for the whole Team 10 and Konohamaru, or at the least Konohamaru, for, the one that's very similar resemblance to Moegi, and then the other one seems like it's going to be more of like a Ida thing to go about with, and maybe we'll see something like Damon and Himawari come in that scene. I don't know, but that one is probably the biggest mystery to me of who for sure is going to take that creature out. As for Jura and Hidari, I feel like they've shown themselves as very dominant so far. Hidari, clearly does have some flaws. For example, like when trying to use Chidori, he doesn't have the Sharingan, so that kind of makes him want to go for Sarada even more, it seems like. So maybe he can steal Sarada's eyes is what his goal is. At the moment, without a doubt though, Sarada seems to be, in a completely bad matchup against Hidari overall. Like, she seems outmatched, which makes sense if you think about it. These are all creatures, Otsutsuki level and above. So that's going to be the one thing that I think is going to be kind of a little iffy to see how they're going to go about that, because power scaling wise, we've gone to a point where it's pretty much mostly near impossible for people to catch up unless they're Otsutsukis themselves, like Boruto and Kawaki. So I don't know how they're gonna necessarily cover that gap. Maybe it's gonna be through some, really OP abilities or some crazy teamwork that's gonna end up triumphing at the end of the day. But the power scaling is probably the biggest concern when you're looking outside of the whole Boruto and Kawaki picture for the good side. So that aside, it seems like Sarada, has improved a lot in terms of strength. We didn't really get to see much from Sumire in that fight against Hidari. Konohamaru pulled up with the new jutsu, so that was cool. And I mean, of course, all three of them lost because how strong these creatures are. But aside from Sumire, I don't think the other two looked too bad in the battle. There was that one dude who got burnt, so RIP to him. And as for the Juro stuff, that's, also been some really exciting stuff going on. I've seen some controversy, going around about the whole Kurama return and whatnot. I'm personally a fan because I did like how they explained stuff regarding it, and honestly, with Kurama being a character I really liked, I'm happy to see that Kurama did indeed come back. Although, it's not with our boy Naruto, at least Kurama's back in some sort of form, and, this is also a pretty good way to do it. He's back with Naruto's daughter, so that's pretty cool. And I know some people are also a little iffy about how quickly Himawari was tapping into some of that power, but I do think Kurama still explained it pretty well. And despite that, she did give like Juro, some surprises for sure in that fight, but it's good that she wasn't landing, too much damage or anything like that on Juro, because that would have been kind of if, like, she just got that power and Juro was already losing. Rather, when Juro actually decided to just start trying, he was clearly winning that fight. So down the line, when Himawari works a little bit more on that power, I think we're a little more likely to get, a more even matchup of some sort for Himawari. So I like the stuff they're doing with Himawari overall, showing that she has a lot of potential. And honestly, it's going to be pretty cool to see what kind of role she's going to play too when it comes to the whole rescue Naruto thing from Kawaki. Because when she finds out her dad is alive and that there is a way to actually get him back, as well as, her mom too, I wonder what she's going to do. Also, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that if Naruto does get saved and everything, is there a chance Naruto is going to get Kurama's power back in some way? Like, do you think maybe Kurama will go back to Naruto? Or maybe half of Kurama goes back to Naruto? I mean, we really don't know how things will be working because, this isn't like some traditional Jinchuriki stuff where Kurama necessarily got sealed by someone else into Himawari, So it'll be interesting to see how things go going forward. I personally hope that if Naruto and Sasuke, make it back at some point in the series, that they do get done some justice and regain some of their lost power in some way. They don't have to necessarily get everything back, but to see them be relevant again in some sort of big battles would be cool. Of course, though, gotta keep pushing the new gen because that's what this story is about, Boruto and the next generation still. So, yeah, that'll be cool to see how they do going forward. So far, to me, Boruto, easy MVP right now of everything that's been going on. I think one other thing that I do want to talk about is I've seen some people talking really bad about Kawaki, and I feel like, it's kind of warranted because he seems like he hasn't trained all that much, or at least in comparison to Boruto, he hasn't. He is getting beat up a lot so far in the story, but I want to say, give him a chance because he is gonna have a get back of sorts in his own way, because if you remember, there was a big gap between Naruto and Sasuke as well when Naruto Shippuden started, and eventually Naruto slowly started to catch up more and more. So I do want to say don't sleep on Kawaki. Uh, like, going forward, like later down the story, he's definitely going to get a power up. But for now, he definitely could be a lot better. But yeah, overall, that's kind of how I'm feeling about like a lot of the main characters. Enjoying with what they're doing with a lot of them. I do think the power scaling is the biggest thing to be concerned about. Because I do want some of these side characters to shine more and look good in these fights. So I do hope for that. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of different ways we could go in the story going forward. In the next chapter, we're gonna have, it seems like, a 2-on-1 of Hidari and Jura versus Boruto. So that should be cool. And eventually, I think Kawaki might pull up to that fight too. So maybe we'll get a 2-on-2. That could be interesting. Let me know what you guys think, though, for sure. I'll probably make a separate video regarding my predictions for the next chapter, but this was kind of, one of those lump sum kind of videos where I kind of just give my thoughts on the general state of the series, and yeah, mostly positive. A few things can be improved, but mostly positive, and I'm hoping we just keep going in an upward direction from here. And yeah, that's that. But let me know your thoughts too on what you've thought about Boruto 2 Blue Vortex so far. 11 chapters in. Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this one. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. And as always, I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. I'm Rewinds, and I'm out.